Sega! So in this video, I'm going over my Sega Genesis collection. What's up guys, it's Max Holland93 here again, coming at you with another video. And without further ado, let's get into it. First, I just wanted to show off my Sega Genesis console that I bought from eBay. This is the second model, I believe. And I got a couple of controllers along with it. I got an official Genesis controller and a third-party controller from SuperPad, and it works fine. Now let's get to the games. First, I want to start off with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I've been a Sonic fan since childhood, and I think Sonic the Hedgehog 2 game is where the franchise really peaked. It introduces Miles Tails per hour, the fox, Sonic's sidekick, or he's just called Tails. He's also just called Tails for short. But yeah, it also introduces the spin dash move, and I think I was in high school when I first played this, but it was on an emulator. And you know, I was playing this game casually last night, and you know, prior, I had never really made it too far in this game without using save states, but last night I was casually playing this on this cartridge, and I managed to make it all the way to Metropolis Zone before I lost all my lives and continues, and I've never really made it that far before without using save states, so I used to suck at these kind of games. Excuse my language. I wasn't really good at this or Sonic 1, but I guess I have my skills have improved since then, so yeah, that's Sonic 2. Next, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. You know, I've never really played a Street Fighter game, but I've seen gameplay footage of these games, and they're basically like tournament fighter type games. I would say it's like Mortal Kombat, but way more tame in comparison. I think Tekken and Virtua Fighter were inspired by this. This was from Street Fighter series is from Capcom, I believe, and I think Street Fighter 2 is considered to be the best in the series, and it's also known for its numerous versions. This is the Special Champion Edition. So yeah, that's Street Fighter 2. Next, Eternal Champions. I don't know what kind of game this is. I think it's a fighting game, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't played it. But yeah, that's Eternal Champions. Next up, Global Gladiators, or Mick and Mac as the Global Gladiators. Never played this game, but I Googled it. Apparently it's a platformer, but also appears to be mostly a McDonald's commercial, kind of like Mick Kids on NES. There's actually the McDonald's M logo, like, right over there. But you could barely see it, though. So that's Global Gladiators. Next, Super Battletank War in the Gulf. Never played it, but I assume it's a war game where you control a tank or something. And that's X-Men. So it's like an action platformer based on the X-Men comics, and you can play as these different characters: Wolverine, Gambit, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Storm. I played this one time, but I haven't made it too far in it. I haven't figured out how the game works or what I was doing, but I may have to spend more time on it. And yep, those are the games that came with the Genesis in a single bundle that I bought from eBay, but I also bought a couple of complete in-box games separately, starting with Toy Story the Game. So this is a 2D platformer with 3D models, kind of similar to Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo. It's based on the movie Toy Story. I actually briefly mentioned this game in my Toy Story 2 game review. Here's the back. Of course, I'm not going to go into all the text or anything. Open this up. It's like a case inside a case, and I think instruction manual. Yeah, a case inside a case, and here's the cartridge, Toy Story. And last but not least, Sonic the Hedgehog, the original. I'm actually currently playing this. My first time playing the original Sonic was in middle school at a church camp with my youth group. We stayed at a cabin and they had a Sega Genesis, and the original Sonic was one of the games. And like I mentioned before with Sonic 2, I stunk at these games initially. So when I played these games at an emulator, I would cheat and use save states, but I think my skills have improved and I've gotten better at these games. So the current goal I have in mind is to beat the original Sonic without using save states. And here's the back. I'm not going to read all that. Here's the inside. As you can see, we have an instruction manual, and here's the cartridge. So yeah, that's my Sega Genesis collection. I also have a Sega Saturn too, but that's for another video for another day. I also have a PS2 with PS1 and PS2 games, but that's also for another video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.